Good morning, YouTube. So let's jump right into it here, guys. This is this morning's watch list. I'm going to start posting one of these videos every morning for those of you on YouTube. If you're not a member of the Focus Trades community, or even if you are a member of Focus Trades and work in the morning and aren't able to attend our private live stream, this is a quick video that I'm going to post on the channel every morning where I go over the overall market real quick and then kind of break down each setup that I'm personally looking to trade. So we'll jump right into it this morning, guys. And got a few notes here. So in terms of the bigger picture of the market has continued to trade to the upside even despite the Netflix earnings miss. Despite Netflix being down about 4.5% on Friday, the overall market kind of continued to, truck forward. However, the major thing that I'm making note of is that the market continues to trend higher on very low volume. As a matter of fact, on the daily chart, the volume is well below average. So this continues to lead me to believe that a pullback is coming. However, I don't make predictions and I'm going to stay prepared regardless of which direction the market goes. In terms of pre-market action today, the market is set to gap to the downside to the tune of, just under 1% as of right now. So we're going to see a little bit of red here at the open. And here's what not to do. Don't rush into any positions this morning, either long or short. After the gap lower, we could easily see a reversal to the upside if some support is found, and we could also see a flush back to the downside. So I don't think you need to go rushing into any trades early in the session this morning. What I think we should do is have a list of setups that we can trade either long or short. So you want 2 or 3 setups that you can trade regardless of which direction the market is going to go. I also suggest that you patiently wait to see how the dust settles in the first half hour or so. And what you can do pre-market is identify key levels of support for the indexes and the leading names. And that's something you should be doing every day. So in terms of the first level of support I'm going to look at here today, guys, and I'll show you the SPY real quick. Major level of support that I'm paying attention to today, first and foremost is going to be the low of Friday. So we had a pretty strong bounce here down in this range, 263.30, 263.50. That was a really nice strong bounce. So as we open up to the downside this morning, I'm interested to see if we come down here and if that same level continues to hold this support. If not, we could dip a little bit further and then maybe we could go test 260 as a potential level of support somewhere in this range. So in terms of today's session, that's the first level of support that I'm going to watch for the SPY. Do we trade down to that low of Friday? And do we drop lower than there? So in terms of major levels of the market, that's what I'm paying attention to. And now what I want to show you guys real quick here is a few of the setups that I'm personally looking to trade. So if you haven't already, I uploaded a video a few days ago going over the 4-hour 180 simple moving average setup. So in the description box, I'll put the link to that video. You guys can check it out. But here's a few different names on this 4-hour 180 setup that I'm personally going to take a look at today. So over here on Thinkorswim, on the 4-hour chart, and that blue line is that 180 SMA. And to give you guys a visual of what I'm looking for here, there's a trade we took last week. Nice breakout trade here in XLF. And we also played it a few different ways last week in NVIDIA. So check out that video, guys. This is a nice, simple setup. Got a nice entry there last week on NVIDIA. And, we've seen a lot of good examples lately. Boeing, huge breakout play. Chipotle was a beautiful 180 setup. So myself and a lot of the traders in the Focus Trades chat room have been killing it with this setup lately. So here's a few that I'm looking at heading into today. First and foremost, because the market is set to open to the downside, if we do see a flush lower this week, we want to look at some groups or names that tend to trade well and tend to trade to the upside when the overall market is weak. One of those groups happens to be gold. As a general statement, if the market is very weak and volatile, you do see some moves to the upside in gold, and gold stocks and ETFs. So my personal favorite is JNUG, and we're sitting right above that 180 SMA this morning. So what I'll be looking for here today, guys, is either, a bounce play or just to initiate a position above that moving average should the market be weak and should we see strength to the upside in gold names. So again, go check out that video to kind of get a sense of exactly how I would play that setup. Next name I'm looking at is XLV. So in the short term, healthcare is looking a little bit overbought here. And again, if the overall market can just flush to the downside, pretty much everything is going with it. So I'm going to have my eye on XLV this week, looking to go short on the drop below that moving average. And to give you guys a visual again of what I'm looking for, pretty much that move right there. So potential short setup in XLV should the market roll. Now a few moves that we could play to the long side here, and we'll go over these real quick. First one is X. So US Steel tried to break above that level a few days ago, couldn't quite make it, so it's chilling just below that moving average right now. Looking at the big picture, as a general statement, was pretty oversold, really got the snots kicked out of it, and it's kind of seemed to, make a turn for the best here lately. So we want to be careful that it doesn't do this, break up and then trail back, but because of the nature of this setup, the low risk, high reward entry, I think it's a great one to keep an eye on for a break above that moving average. Another thing I observed this weekend is that the energy sector has made a nice move off the bottom here. Got XLE, the whole sector. They broke above that 180 a few days ago. Take a look at Chevron, leading name in energy. It's about to make that breakout. Take a look at Valero. It already made its breakout. So the setup that I'm interested in right now is ExxonMobil. So ExxonMobil has yet to break above that moving average, and again, everything is going to be dictated by the direction of the overall market. But if we can get a move back to the upside in the market, even if it's the next few days, next few weeks, and if we see a continued move in the energy sector, I'll be looking to trade XOM long above that moving average. So that might not be a setup that we get today or this week, but I think going forward, if energy can continue its move to the upside, ExxonMobil is going to be a nice swing trade opportunity. And then the other group that I'm noticing, which has been a bit oversold, is the airlines. So airline stocks like Delta Airlines here have just gotten crushed since December. However, a few names have found a little bit of buying. So, LUV, Southwest Airlines, made a beautiful breakout play here above that moving average. So the airlines group is something I'm going to keep my eye on. And if you take a look at something like American Airlines, it's trading just below that moving average. So I'm not too sure when these names have earnings. That's something that you guys definitely want to do your homework on and take a look at yourself. But if we do see a continued move to the upside in the market, we could see some money come over here to these airline stocks. If that does happen, I'll definitely be looking to trade AAL above that 180 simple moving average. So those are the few setups I'm looking at today, guys. JNUG, XLV, X, XOM, and American Airlines. I showed you guys that level on the SPY that I'm going to pay attention to today, and that's my basic game plan, guys. So if you're not a Focus Trades member, this is the video I'm going to post every morning to kind of give you guys an insight to what I'm looking at. And for those of you who are in the group, I'll see you in an hour for our private trade prep live stream.